Let's travel back to France in the late 1700s. It was a time of great wealth, but also a time of great unfairness. King Louis XVI and his court lived in incredible luxury, while the common people, especially the farmers, struggled to survive. They had to pay heavy taxes and were bound by old, unfair rules. The French economy was in bad shape. The king's lavish spending and expensive wars had brought the country to the edge of bankruptcy. To make matters worse, bad harvests led to food shortages and skyrocketing prices. The common people, already poor, were pushed to their limit. Adding to their anger was a rigid social system that seemed designed to keep them down. French society was divided into three groups called estates. The first estate, the clergy, enjoyed great wealth and privileges. The second estate, the nobility, lived lives of leisure, exempt from most taxes. The third estate, which included everyone else, from merchants to peasants, bore the brunt of taxation and had little say in government. This deep resentment towards the privileged few, combined with the desperation of economic hardship, created a tense atmosphere ripe for revolution. As the crisis worsened, so did the calls for change. New ideas about individual freedom and power to the people, known as Enlightenment ideals, had spread to France. Thinkers like Jean-Jacques Rousseau and Montesquieu challenged the absolute authority of the king, inspiring demands for a more representative government. In 1789, with France on the verge of collapse, King Louis XVI summoned the Estates General, a legislative assembly that hadn't met for over 175 years. The king hoped to raise taxes and calm the unrest. However, the meeting of the Estates General only made things worse. The Third Estate, despite representing the vast majority of the population, was constantly outvoted by the First and Second Estates. Frustrated by their lack of representation, the Third Estate took a bold step and declared themselves the National Assembly. This act of defiance was a turning point in French history. The Third Estate, no longer content with just reforms, now sought to fundamentally change the French political landscape. The formation of the National Assembly was met with resistance from the monarchy. King Louis XVI, afraid of the growing power of the people, began gathering troops around Paris. Panic gripped the city. Rumors of an impending crackdown on the National Assembly spread like wildfire. On July 14, 1789, a Parisian mob, fueled by fear and anger, stormed the Bastille, a formidable fortress that had long symbolized royal authority and oppression. The capture of the Bastille, though largely symbolic, sent shockwaves throughout France. It marked the beginning of a popular uprising that would forever change the course of French history. The storming of the Bastille became a powerful symbol of the revolution, a testament to the power of the people to rise up against tyranny. The date itself, July 14th, would become a national holiday in France, forever known as Bastille Day. Emboldened by the events in Paris, the National Assembly began dismantling the old feudal order. They abolished the privileges of the nobility and clergy, paving the way for a more equal society. In August 1789, the National Assembly adopted the Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen, a landmark document that proclaimed the fundamental equality of all men. Inspired by Enlightenment ideals, the Declaration enshrined principles of liberty, equality, and popular sovereignty. It asserted that all citizens had the right to liberty, property, security, and resistance to oppression. The Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen was a radical departure from the absolutist traditions of the French monarchy. It proclaimed that the power of government derived from the consent of the governed, not from the divine right of kings. This revolutionary document would have a profound impact not only on France, but on the world. The early years of the French Revolution were marked by both progress and turmoil. As the revolution unfolded, it faced increasing threats from both within and outside France. Foreign powers, alarmed by the radical turn of events, threatened to intervene. Meanwhile, internal divisions within the revolutionary movement itself led to growing instability. In 1793, in the face of these mounting challenges, the Committee of Public Safety, led by the radical Jacobin faction, seized control of the government. The committee instituted a period of extreme measures known as the Reign of Terror, aimed at suppressing counter-revolutionary activity and consolidating power. During the Terror, thousands of people deemed enemies of the revolution were arrested, tried and executed. The guillotine, a newly invented device designed for efficient execution, became a chilling symbol of the revolution's descent into violence. Key figures like Louis XVI and his queen, Marie Antoinette, met their end at the guillotine, along with countless others. The Reign of Terror eventually ended with the overthrow and execution of Robespierre, its most prominent figure. However, the revolution's chaotic aftermath left France politically and socially exhausted. It was in this climate of uncertainty that a young general named Napoleon Bonaparte rose to prominence. A brilliant military strategist, Napoleon seized power in a coup d'état in 1799, establishing himself as first consul of France. Napoleon's rule marked the end of the French Revolution, but it also represented a continuation of many of its ideals. Under Napoleon, France underwent a period of stability and reform. He centralized the government, established the Bank of France, and implemented lasting legal reforms with the Napoleonic Code. However, Napoleon's ambition ultimately led to his downfall. His relentless military campaigns across Europe, while initially successful, eventually led to his defeat and exile. Despite its tumultuous course and ultimate demise, the French Revolution left an indelible mark on world history. The revolution's ideals of liberty, equality, and fraternity resonated far beyond the borders of France, inspiring movements for political and social change across the globe. The Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen served as a model for other declarations of rights, including the United States Bill of Rights. The French Revolution's emphasis on popular sovereignty and republicanism challenged the legitimacy of monarchies and inspired the spread of democratic ideas throughout the world. From the Haitian Revolution, which abolished slavery in the French colony of Saint-Domingue, to the revolutions of 1848 that swept across Europe, the French Revolution's legacy continued to shape the political landscape of the 19th century and beyond. Its impact can still be felt today in ongoing struggles for freedom and equality around the world. While the French Revolution undoubtedly left a legacy of lasting progress, it also serves as a cautionary tale about the perils of unchecked radicalism and the fragility of democracy. The Reign of Terror, in particular, stands as a stark reminder of how easily a revolution can turn on itself, consuming those who ignited it. The French Revolution teaches us that the path to liberty is rarely smooth or straightforward. It is a journey fraught with challenges, setbacks, and difficult choices. It reminds us that the pursuit of noble ideals must be tempered by pragmatism, compassion, and a steadfast commitment to the rule of law. Ultimately, the French Revolution underscores the importance of balance in any political system. It highlights the need for a government that is both responsive to the will of the people and capable of protecting individual rights and freedoms. The French Revolution was a turning point in human history, a period of profound upheaval that reshaped the political and social landscape of Europe and beyond. Its legacy is complex, a mix of both triumph and tragedy. On the one hand, the revolution shows the power of ideas to inspire change. The ideals of liberty, equality, and fraternity championed by the revolutionaries continue to resonate in our own time, inspiring movements for social justice and political reform around the world. On the other hand, the revolution serves as a reminder of the challenges in building a just and equitable society. The Reign of Terror in particular highlights the dangers of unchecked power and the fragility of democratic institutions. The French Revolution, with all its complexities and contradictions, remains an essential chapter in the human story. It is a story that continues to fascinate, inspire, and caution us, reminding us that the struggle for freedom and equality is an ongoing process, one that demands vigilance, courage, and an unwavering commitment to the principles of justice and human dignity.